What's up, guys? It's being super quiet in here and it's making it awkward.
Hey, Brooks. Hey.
I was about to freestyle.
Well, hello. Welcome to Been Around the Block. I'm Brooks Southern.
I'm Chris Ross.
Who's that?
I'm Brittany.
Hi, Brittany.
I'm Nemo.
What's up?
My name's Joshua.
Glad you're here, Josh.
Joshua.
Definitely glad you're here, man.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks you guys.
We got room to
inviting
do
me.
that now.
Oh, we're clapping?
Oh, we can.
Yeah.
We got all kinds of room.
It's new now because
Yeah.
before we all crammed 6 people into my little room.
Yes.
No, I get it, bro. I'm a professional clapper. You know, you clap any more than 7 times and you're a rookie.
You're a seal.
Nemo said we'd make it to the living room one day, and we did.
We did. We made it to
That
the
was a week ago,
Literally
man. I'm
last
just
night.
saying,
I've seen the
goals,
videos
man.
and I was wondering where that cool room would be. We're not in it today, though.
It was this view that made me want to bring it here, y'all.
Yeah.
Well, the view's good in the room, but we can't do that. It never works with what
Yep.
we're trying
Well,
to
I
do.
just want to thank everybody for inviting me, Chris, Brooks. I was real excited, that you guys were starting the podcast. I almost declined the offer when I heard Nemo was on it, though.
You told me you were actually one of the first people I asked to be on.
I think I was the first person to buy a shirt.
You were the first
You were.
person to buy
Yeah.
a shirt.
I saw photos
You
of
bought that shirt?
Yeah, man.
I'm already liking the
I'm
chemistry
joking.
here. It's gonna be
Support the
really
people that've been in prison. You know what I mean?
good. Oh yeah, well we're super excited you're here, man. Like I said, this whole thing with Chris starting this is super cool. Brittany, it's funny how it started because I just asked about maybe being a host or not host, being a guest, and then he was like, "Hey, why don't you come be a part of this?" So I'm very grateful for that. Man.
Yeah,
I
I
think
wanted-
what we're doing is good.
I wanted this thing to, I wanted us to be able to sit down with people and, discuss some things that we've been through, the good, the bad, the ugly. I want everyone to be able to know what our experiences are with our recovery and our mental health.
100%, man. So, guys, do you have any questions for Mr. Josh before you jump into your story?
Oh, do I have any questions for
I was
you?
talking about Nemo. Oh, he was busy.
No,
No,
first question.
I'm sorry. Yes, I do. I have a very, so I always ask a question, an off the wall question. But this one is kind of personal, bro. Why did you fire your first sponsor?
Well, man, he,
Shots fired.
to be honest with you, man, whenever I first seen my first sponsor, it was on a Facebook post, and I thought he was a lot taller than he was in person. You know what I mean?
Shame, man.
But he
Bless
got
him,
me.
man.
He got me where I needed to be spiritually, and he became a social media giant. The shortest giant I've ever met for sure. And
what?
spiritually,
Was it Nemo?
we just had to part ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know these things.
Hey, there's absolutely no love lost, bro. It's all good. I was just messing with you.
I think our relationship is better now.
Somebody said to me, they were like, "Who's that little short buff guy that you film those videos with?"
He is a short buff guy, that's for sure. I wish I had a six pack like his. I got engaged and my abs just decided to take it easy.
Were they there? before
They
you
were
got
there. I promise you.
didn't
I
know.
got pictures when I first got sober that was there. I had the smoker's pack for sure.
Okay, yeah. So Joshua, man, I'm very proud of you on some serious shit. I'm very proud of you.
Man, I appreciate that.
You can cuss. So,
I'm definitely gonna do some cussing. I like to cuss on occasion.
Become quad.
Fucking A.
I've seen you from the day you came into Better Together Recovery. Shout out to Better Together Recovery, and to the man you are today. And it's a complete transformation. And that's why I love recovery so much, is because I get to see the transformation in men's lives. And like I say, when that light comes on, because when you first came in, bro, you were angry, and I think you were really angry that you couldn't smoke weed.
That's it.
And
That's the button right there.
it took you a while to get past that, the
Yeah,
trigger.
I didn't understand total absence.
Yes,
You know,
you did not. So to start this out, man, let's. I'm gonna give you the floor. How much time do you have sober?
Well, I've been clean since August 26, 21. So
Yeah,
a little bit over 2.5 years.
Okay.
you know, and I do thank God for that. And you're right, man. It's been what a transition it's been, man. You know, just like a lot of people, man. I didn't really expect to get sober. Damn sure didn't expect to still be sober. I just wanted things to change, man, and I didn't know what that looked like. So how y'all want me to start? From when I was a snot-nosed
How old are
kid?
you?
Or- I'm 34.
34?
Just turned 34.
Just turned.
You were the
Yeah.
most shot out 34-year-old I've
Bro,
ever seen.
you ain't lying, bro. Hey, no,
I'm kidding. He looks good.
That mustache looks good.
Hey,
The
I
porn
promise you,
stash.
even if there was no visuals on this podcast, people would know I have a mustache. That's how.
I can feel it. It's
Yeah.
penetrating.
That's why I've always respected the shit out of that. I can grow a mustache. It's kind of epic, but I don't have the balls.
And this was just at the beginning stages. This is like 1 week. I just really.
I
Shit,
How did you-
hey, you know, it's 5 o'clock show.
Are you related to Chuck Norris?
Well,
They've never been in the same
he's
room.
my youngest son.
How does your
Yeah.
fiance feel about the mustache?
She absolutely hates it. Absolutely hates
But
it.
it's a lifestyle, though, right?
You know what I mean? If I promise you, if I had this thing on my wedding day, she'd walk out for sure.
Does she kiss you as much and like?
No.
Okay.
And I think I
That's
tried-
why he grew it.
I try to kiss her. I try to kiss her even more with the mustache.
Oh, you were a rash.
Because I know she just absolutely hates it.
The
And so
bush,
the more comments you guys give me about it,
the more
she
you
The
loves
stronger
that.
it gets,
She loves that too.
the more manly it manifests.
How long have you been with your fiance? Is she also in recovery?
She is in recovery. She just had 4 years the other day,
Nice.
or not the other day, but you know, a couple months. Actually, her sober date is her real birthday. So
Get closer to the microphone, Brittany. I can't hear you.
I hear myself loudly.
Okay, I don't think anybody else could hear you.
Okay.
Let's turn your volume down. Yeah, sorry, a little sound
You mean
check there.
up? Oh, down, yeah. Okay.
anyway, man, I'd like to start from when I was a kid. You know, I had a rough childhood, man, just like most of the people that have been around the block.
Stop looking at your watch.
I need to take it off.
Take it off.
I
Take
need
it
to
off.
take it off.
Guys, he has this tick where he looks at his watch when he speaks. So we're gonna take
Yeah.
that off.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take that. Well, it also keeps beeping at me. You know, it's one of the nice Apple Watches. Something that I wouldn't have today. You know,
You're
just
actually the
always
only
discover.
person that's gonna say I had a troubled childhood. Everyone else was like, it was pretty good.
Oh, really?
So welcome to
Tight.
let me in this trauma. Tell us.
Yeah, I mean, it sucked. You know what I mean? You know, I don't know why. Like I always share this, but I envisioned my family was supposed to be kind of like the Brady Bunch. I don't know. I think I just watched a couple episodes of that show. It's not like I was a big fan of it or nothing, but when I seen that, I was like, yeah, that's what it's supposed
That's
to
what
be
a real
like.
family's supposed
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
like.
you know what I mean? And man, Lord, I was upset when I found out it wasn't like that. You know what I mean? I remember when my mom and dad, when they split up, the night that they split up, man, I kept asking my parents. I was like, "You said we was gonna go get snow cones. You know, I'm ready to go get snow cones." And
How old?
I don't know. I think I was like 5 or 6, maybe something like that. And then my mom kicks my dad out, and I was like, "Yo, we don't need to get snow cones."
You thought it was your fault?
Yeah, like it's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? Like, I promise you, I'm cool on the snow cone. And then you know, an hour later, my mom brought in some other cat. You know, and
Wow.
huh? Yeah,
For real?
yeah. That's no joke. You know, and he's calling me sport and shit. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my
And,
God.
Like literally an hour.
an hour later, bro.
Wow.
I promise you, that's no cap.
No cat. For real.
Shout out to No Cap.
Yeah,
He's the
yeah.
youngest person here.
That's
except
that's
for
without
son.
cap. That's without cap.
Without cap.
Yeah.
Lacking cat girl.
Did it click to you at that age that hey, my mom had been messing with him while she was with
No,
me?
not at all. You know what I
That
mean?
wasn't even my first thought.
Yeah,
Hearing it.
yeah. And but you know, man, if anybody has a shout out to good stepdads, you know what I mean. But I don't know what that's like. You know what I mean? That dude moved in, and it was a nightmare. You know what I mean? From day one, You know, he came in and, him and my mom were together, I think, for like 6 years or something. They were together for like 3 years, got married for another 3. And, you know, he was physically abusing me and sexually abusing my little sister, the whole time. And, you know, so the Brady Bunch theory went out the window fast.
Quick. Yeah.
And, you know, I started, my mom, she was, if I was taking her inventory, she's definitely an alcoholic, you know. My dad, like I said, you know, they split up, and, you know, me and my dad are a lot alike, man. He liked, a lot of drugs, and, so then, you know, I guess I wanted my dad to be like my hero, you know what I mean, and come and rescue me and things like that. But that never happened, man. It was more like he said he'd be there and he was never there. You know, he said he was gonna come pick me up, didn't pick me up. But the joy was so tough whenever he did pick me up. You know what I mean? I remember we would go to the flea market, he'd give me $5, and I'd spend that whole $5 on the knife wheel. Y'all remember the knife wheel?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, we're spinning.
Yeah, you pay him $1. And then you spin a white knife, or spin the wheel, and it land, whatever knife it lands on, that's when you get it. I mean, it was rigged, bro. You never got your
Oh,
you know what I mean? Yeah, I would spend my whole $5 on that. You know what I mean? And but I remember just being a youngster, man, and I remember my dad would take me to these places, man, and I just thought it was always so cool, but really they were bad places. You know what I mean? And you know, fast forward to I think I was like 11 or 12. My dad ended up getting arrested for selling methamphetamine, and he was living right across the street from the school in El Reno, and so yeah, my meemaw bonded him out, and he's been on the run ever since.
Still to this day. Wow.
To this day, lives in Montana, pays taxes. You know what I mean?
He's probably gonna get caught now.
Yeah, you shouldn't pay taxes.
Yeah, you shouldn't be
Huge
paying
difference.
taxes.
Hey,
Fuck
you know what I
the
mean?
government.
Hey, listen, I'm telling you, I've asked him about it a couple times. He's
Oh, you talked to him?
on occasion.
Oh, I
You
mean,
know,
I'm
like
asking
we're
for-
Facebook friends. You mean that's about as far as that goes. But I didn't see him for like 10 years, maybe longer than that. And you know, whenever it was when MySpace. This was MySpace before Facebook. His now wife messaged me. He was like, "I think I'm your dad's girlfriend." And at this point in time, I had so many resentments built up. You know what I mean? I was like, "Fucking tight, yeah, whatever, bro." And,
Cool.
yeah. And so lo and behold, she was, and then you know, my dad made that call. And man, what's cool is I don't know if this. I had a bunch of growth in that moment. You know what I mean? Like he was wanting to do the "I'm sorry" type bit. You know what I mean? I was like, "Hey man, let's just move forward from here." You know what I mean? I was like, "I've got a daughter, and so you've got a grandchild." You know what I mean? I said, let's just try to proceed with what we can do now. You know what I mean? And it really still hadn't.
How old were you when you had him?
My daughter.
Older.
My daughter.
Your oldest.
I think I was at that time. I believe I was like 18 or 19. My daughter was born when I was 17. Anyway, so we'll kind of back up. Right around that same time that my dad got arrested, my grandfather died, and my stepdad left my mom, which praise the Lord for that. You know what I mean? But so at that time, I mean, I had absolutely no father figure in my life whatsoever. And even before that, I really didn't. You know what I mean? My grandpa would come over when my mom would get too drunk, or, you know what I mean? And I remember my grandfather being on his deathbed, you know, in his house, and you know, he was saying his goodbyes to everybody. And I remember at that moment, I knew that there was something wrong with me, because everybody else in the house is boo-hooing and crying, you know what I mean? And I couldn't even make myself cry, you know what I mean? Like I felt, I can only explain it nowadays, like I felt like my heart was hardened. It was just cold, and so.
And that was at 13, right?
That was at 12, 13 years old. Yeah. And so that's right around the same time, man. I had my first drink when I was 10 years old. And this was actually, I was with my dad. And we was at one of his friend's house, and a bunch of his friends' teenagers was drinking. And I remember they was drinking peach schnapps. You know what I mean? And I got a hold of that bottle, and I took a swig, man, and man, it was it. I took that bottle. I think I snuck it from them, you know what I mean? They didn't know what happened to it. They went and got another bottle. I drank that whole thing to myself and blacked out. I woke up the next morning in the bathtub with throw up all over me with my older sister screaming at me. And so that's, you know, some of the consequences from drinking I didn't like, you know what I mean? I was like cool on that for a little while. And so then, yeah, like I said, all that stuff happened with all the males leaving my life. And, you know, right around that time, man, it's just, I just entered that, I guess you could say that really the street life. You know what I mean? I definitely used to think I was a thug, for sure. But, yeah.
You are,
for
man.
sure.
Look at that shirt.
Yeah, this shirt's thugged out, for sure.
What
Yeah.
is the good about it?
Stone Cold
That's
Steve
Stone Cold
Austin,
Steve
baby.
A
Austin.
wrestler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Wrestler.
and so I begin my my journey, man. I was just hanging out with the wrong crowd, doing the wrong things. I remember I would not stay in school, and my mom couldn't control me at that time. Once my stepdad left, yeah. Once my stepdad left my mom started doing meth, and so she had some like young kid at the house, and I thought that this dude was the one who was getting my mom methed out. Come to find out, my mom was the one giving him the bag. You know what I mean? Who would have thought? I mean, it makes sense now.
And he was your age?
He was not my age. He wasn't 13. I mean, she's not a jumbo.
Well, I thought you were 17 in this. You keep jumping forward to
I'm like,
forward.
well, no, I ain't been to 17 yet. But
He was just 17 when you had a child.
yeah. Okay, you're right. I did.
Well, you weren't jumping. You just.
You were 18 and 19 also. Anyways, okay, we're back on the top. 13.
But man, this dude, man, there's some funny stories with this cat that my mom
Was
had.
it
over
fun?
there. No, he was old soft bits. That's what he was. You know what I mean? Just to be honest, man, like me and so at this point, like my house is the party house. You know what I mean? Like I got, everybody's coming to my house, everybody's staying at my house. Like at all times, there's kids in my house just getting fucked up. And man, I remember like, I remember this at a young age too. Like there would be kids that, you know, that I grew up with, that they would come to my house just to experiment shit. You know what I mean?
Michael Elliott's house.
Yeah. But like, so that kind of, after a while, you know, after years of that, it kind of pissed me off too. I'm like, these cats are just using me. You know what I mean? Like they ain't really my friends. And but I remember one time, one of the kids came over and he shit in a bag, a plastic bag, and he was like, I'm gonna go throw this on the car later or something. You know what I mean? And I was like,
That's not weird at all.
you know what I mean? But he left, like, you know, we was always just either stoned and fucked up, and he left it in my backyard, and it's the summertime. So this thing was like cooked in my backyard for weeks. And so another kid found it. And once again, we're just, like, it was like me and like 8 of my friends.
Are you still 13?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
trying
like
to follow.
13, 14, you know, something right now.
Alright.
And but he takes this bag of shit. He's like, I'm gonna go throw this on your mom's boyfriend. And I was like, nah, bro, you know you don't. And he goes and he opens it, and dude's asleep, and he slings this bag of shit, bro. It hits him square in his face.
Oh my god.
Hey.
Was it liquid at that point?
It was bad. That's all I can
Well,
tell you.
I I would-
fucking asshole.
I would think it would be dry. Like,
I don't know.
white.
Well, no, it was marinating in a plastic bag,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it's
Oh,
not
no.
just-
Yeah.
I mean, the bag was shriveled up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he gets up, and this is the first time he tried to like flex on me, you know? And he comes out and he lifts me up. He lifts me up, and he's about to, you know, try to prove himself as not a soft bitch, but I have like 8 friends there. You know what I mean? So I was
Yeah.
like, go ahead, bro, we'll fuck you up. And he never messed with me again after that. I remember one time I took the QB weed off of him too. But that's another story, man.
So is that guy that picked up the shit just a human shit person?
I mean, you know, I thought he was a pretty cool cat at the time.
It sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it
Did
was.
he grow at all?
I'm pretty sure he
He
was.
didn't like his
Okay.
mom. You didn't like your mom's boyfriend, did you?
I did not like that cat.
That's
He would
really
leave dishes in like, I would go to my mom's room and he would leave dishes like in a ice box, and I would open that thing up, there'd be maggots all over it. I'm like, what's this cat doing? You know, like a troll in prison. You know,
Oh
beat
yeah.
up for
Oh
that shit.
fuck. You
You know what I
trash
mean?
look.
He was just a kid though.
Yeah, he's like 20 something.
Oh, turd man.
I mean, yeah, old turd man.
Your mom was drinking or doing meth
She
or
was
both?
both. Yeah,
Okay.
she was doing
Not
both.
a cleaning meth then.
No, I mean, you know, she would come home from parties. I remember my mom, Lord, I just told my mom to listen to this podcast. And my mom is doing great, by the way, now.
Oh.
Very